Come on and take a walk with us as we go on this culinary adventure where you will experience the soul, love, and knowledge of Chef Ty and some of her special guests. And together we'll find out what's at the bottom of the pot.
Welcome back to From the Bottom of the Pot. Today is going to be a little bit different. And the reason why is because right now during COVID and with us getting ready to go back into what seems like a second shutdown, our health, meaning women in general, is very important. So today, my special guest, I promise you, you would think that we have been friends forever, but we literally just met not even a year ago. I have with me best-selling author, let me reach, you know this is all real, best-selling author, Miss Valen. And this is She Ebbs, She Flows. And we're going to talk about women's health, postpartum, and how important it is to make sure that we eat the right herbs and the right food to bring balance to ourselves. So with no more of me talking, let's turn it to Valen and let's get into this. Like, I'm on the couch, y'all. We about to have sister girl talk. We got the herbs. We got the book. Let's get into this. So talk to me. Let the world know exactly what She Ebbs, She Flows is about, and just how important our health, be it mental, be it physical, how important it is for us, especially right now with everything that we have going on.
Right. So She Ebbs, She Flows, I believe everything sources from your mind. How you envision things, how you see things, how you live your life, it sources from your mind and how you choose to see this world. And right now it's so important to have a strong mental, because everything on the external, everything on the outside may be chaotic, but your internals and your insides don't have to be chaotic. You don't have to be in chaos because the world is. And She Ebbs, She Flows focuses on the mindset piece. How are we viewing the experiences in our life? Are we allowing them to be lessons that allow for us to propel forward, or we are allowing them to deter us from moving forward in our lives? And so my major focus is to allow women to see and experience their true power, not through the eyes or the lenses of I have to be too assertive, I have to be too aggressive, I have to prove. You don't have to prove anything. There's nothing to defend, there's nothing to prove. It's literally moving in your flow like water. You know, women.
Did she say water?
Like
I think
water.
that's like Bruce Lee, honey. You got to be like water.
Water, like literally, and that's what She Ebbs, She Flows is about. Women are water. Think about how they can go into any container and take that shape. Think about how they can literally break through mountains. You know, water erodes mountains and bricks and all sorts of things, but it doesn't have to do it with so much force where you actually feel like there's some type of destroying or destruction. And I really want women to be able to sit and feel and be in their flow without feeling like they need to be in competition with others or even with themselves. Like, honestly, you really can live a life that's pure of bliss and abundance and joy by simply tapping into your greatness and knowing that you are great. And that's what She Ebbs, She Flows is all about.
So, when you have sister girls like this, and then she kind of helps balance me. It's funny because she loves to hear me talk and to hear my stories.
For hours.
But when we get on the phone or when we're just in each other's presence, she brings me back to Mother Nature. She brings me back to knowing that I don't need a whole lot of additives to make things taste good. Today we're going to talk about some of these wonderful things we have in front of us. So
these are nettles. So nettles are really excellent for your overall health. First of all, nettles is like a powerhouse herb. So whether you are in a stage of pregnancy, postpartum, or you are a woman in any stage of your life, nettles is a perfect herb for you to use for teas. You can use this in your food when you're cooking. You can use this for tinctures. I'll talk a little bit about tinctures later on, but all of these things are really powerful when it comes to balancing your health. And I'll move into, which one is it? Oh, this is alfalfa. So alfalfa, a lot of these, what I'll say is that a lot of these herbs are nutritives. Nutritives are, they provide added nutrition to your body, like you hear nutritives, or things that are tonifying, like red raspberry. People will hear a lot about red raspberry leaf. And mostly in pregnancy, people will use red raspberry in pregnancy for toning the womb, and toning the womb so that you'll have an easier birth. She's crazy.
Girl, I can't open it. You got one for strength? What in the
I'm
world?
not messing with you today.
Lord. Well, I can't smell this one, so we're going to move on to one of my favorites, elderberry.
She can talk about the elderberry since it's one of her favorites.
I love elderberry tea, and just being able to have this and part with some of my natural teas. So what I've gone away from is the tea bags.
Right.
Like the
Having loose leaf
Nestle
tea.
and the Lipton tea. I've actually, since being around Ballin and just being around other friends, I have started to do loose leaf tea or whole tea, like these leaves, and just letting them soak in the water, and like the color that elderberry gives off, that purple color,
It's so pretty.
and it smells like amazing. But now, like all of the nutritional facts and stuff behind it, that's her, because I'm not even going to sit up here and try to act like I'm out and brown right now and know everything. This is one of my favorites. Now, what's the other one that's up here?
Passion flower.
Passion flower. Okay, tell me about this one.
So passion flower, it's like a relaxant. It smells really good. Passion flower, I love to use passion flower similar to other herbs for relaxation and for calming the nerves.
So this like chamomile?
Yeah, so that you could, and it pairs really well with other herbs. But for me, using it as a tea is the best. Like a lot of people think that teas are not, like they don't pack a punch. Like, oh, it's just a tea. But that's the difference between a medicinal tea and just going to get a Lipton bag and putting in some water. So when you're doing a medicinal tea, you want to make sure you're steeping your tea, your loose leaf, for at least 15 to 20 minutes. You want to steep it, and you want to put a covering over top of it. So, and so the condensation, when the water goes up, those liquids coming down, you'll see the oils and all those things that drop down into the cup. That's what the medicinal properties come from. But when you just, put a tea bag in and you leave the top off, you're not really getting any medicinal properties from your tea. And that's why it's also better to have loose leaf herbs as opposed to having them in a bag, because they're not as potent. And, for me, I like my teas real potent. I like my teas to really pack a punch. Some people don't like their teas potent, but it's better for you to steep it, regardless of how potent you want it. 15 to 20 minutes would be the best way to steep it. And another thing is, most people think they have to steep their teas in hot water. You actually don't have to do that. There's many herbs.
Teach the people how to teach.
Yeah, there's many herbs that you're actually able to cold steep it. So you would steep it in cold water and put a covering over it, leave it overnight. And that tea actually, it helps with a lot of the nutrients in certain herbs to keep them better suited.
So we're going to come back to you in a few minutes, and who knows where we'll be and what we'll be talking about. See you in a minute. So we make a shakshuka, right? It's going to be a dish that can be served for breakfast. It could be served for lunch, and it's literally using stuff that you have in your home. You can make this breakfast-wise. You can make it with peppers. You can make it without peppers. Today, we're using exactly what we have without having to go out and go shopping. And we are going to put our own twist by using nettles. Instead of using fresh parsley, we are going to impart nettles into our dish. And today, my sous chef, instead of it being my husband, it's going to be.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be me.
Who's me?
I'm Jalen. I'm an upcoming chef,
Sure.
Yes.
And he's training with me.
And I'm going to be making this dish today and assist Miss Ty here.
And then this right here is our royal taste tester for the day. This is Jacob. Isn't he cute? So this is a family affair. And that's what food is about. It's about family. And today we are blessed to be able to be in their home and to make this dish. So let's get into it. First things first, what we gotta do?
We gotta wash our hands.
See, and he already knows to wash hands.
Look,
That's what I'm talking about.
You know better than that.
Now the taste tester doesn't have to wash his hands. He just has to have a hungry stomach.
I'm excited today because we're going to be using fresh eggs from my chickens and from my quail. So I'm excited about this. This is going to be really fun.
Now, when you have your own chickens and your own quails, you actually have to wash off the eggs. So that is the one step that we did do. Paper towels over that way. You can walk out and get the paper towel. Yeah. This right here, we had to wash these first to make sure. We had to wash these first to make sure that they were free from bacteria and free from dirt, so that we'll be able to use them in our dish. But these right here were grown in the urban homestead. You'll get it like when you see some of the other shots, but this is the urban homestead coffee mug of eggs. Sit there right there. What we've done to make this go by a little bit faster, we've already preheated our oven, because this is a dish that you start on top of the stove but you finish inside the oven. How's your knife skills?
They're pretty good, but I just have to be safe with knives. I can cut.
Okay, so let's get over here. I'm gonna wash my hands, and while I'm washing my hands, we're going to Jacob, hold that. See, everybody is getting used in this. We're gonna go right here. Boom. Get the cutting up on while I wash my hands. Do you need help?
It could be a little bit.
Okay, so check this out. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to do all that, right? So my knives are very sharp. That's first and foremost. So I'm gonna show you. You're going to make sure you have enough space on your cutting board. Hold it always like this.
Oh, this?
Like this. Go straight down. Turn it over. Straight down again. Move it away. As you do that, most of this will come right off. Down to the side. Then you're going to take your skin off. So, you see that? Comes off so easy, right? Now, there's a bunch of different ways to cut an onion. Look at this. But no. So, because we've already done it, we're going to use this one. Now, wash my hands. Knife. You hold it, and then you grip.
Oh, yeah, grip with my other 3 fingers.
So that way, you don't cut yourself. You don't do this, because if you do this, you can actually sprain your finger from the force of going down. So hold, make a C with your hand. So you're here, and you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more, 6. Nice and easy, okay? So the part we're at right now is you always have to have a hot pot. And the reason why you start off with a hot pot versus a cold pot, they have micro cracks in each pot. Heat causes metal to expand. So what you want to do is make sure that your pot is nice and hot. Your metal has expanded, and then you're going to take your fat or your oil, pour it in there to cause a non-stick surface, and then we're going to add our onions, our tomatoes. We're going to season it, let it come up to a boil, reduce it down to a simmer, crack our eggs, put it in there, stick it in the oven, 15 minutes, we're done. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Now you can take this Royal Taste Tester, and we're done with you for right now. Now,
Can I add the stuff?
not yet. Not yet, because guess what? You need us. You hear that?
Yeah, I hear that
It's working.
sizzle.
Perfect.
Those are garlic cloves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for our garlic, While that's doing that, we are going to
Oh, I
pop.
don't want to do that.
Oh, you want to do that? Here you go.
I'm not
Be careful.
I'm not strong
Not in
enough.
front of it. Get behind the knife. Put your hand there and then pop. Perfect. Next one. Perfect. Now, I'll cut. So what you did was release it from the skin so it makes it easier. Okay? I'm loving that noise that's going on behind us.
Yeah, I know. We're actually cooking something.
Yeah. So I hear from your mom that you like to tell jokes.
Mm-hmm.
You got one coming?
Just
Just one that the whole world gonna hear it. So make sure it's good.
alright, make sure it's good. Well,
Make sure it's a good
I don't have
joke.
any jokes right now, but like,
What? You supposed to always have jokes. It's kind of like got milk. You gotta have jokes.
got jokes. Like,
Yeah, like got jokes.
alright, so
Talking kids.
if there's somebody that like squares up with you or something, or it's pretty mean, if they say got beef, I'm vegan. Sorry. Like,
I love it. I love it.
and that joke actually involves food.
See? Boom.
Oh, look at that. You're right.
Look
That
at you.
works. That
See?
works.
Now what we're gonna do? Take this.
And then, yep. No, I'm not gonna do it.
It's okay. Because I do this more than you do, I'm not as afraid. Now, my star of the show, my snitch, had to come in here. So, what we're doing now is getting the onions to sweat down. We're moving them around, bringing this down to medium now. And we're moving it around so that they don't burn. And we're going to do this until they become translucent, which means see-through. At this stage, we're going to season it, okay? So you hold this. Up. I left some onions on there. You hold that. And I'm going to come through with a pinch of kosher salt, a pinch of black pepper. Because this dish has African roots, we're going to use a little bit of cumin because it's warm and it's going to give that warm note. So we're going to come through with a little bit of that. Now, because we want color, we're going to use a little bit of chili powder. Okay?
Okay.
Just a little. And then some paprika. Okay? Now, this dish does not have to be hot. This is my house blend. So, and the reason why I'm not putting my fingers back in it is because the cumin is on my fingers and I don't want to cross my spices. So I'm going to rinse my hand.
That's good to know.
And because the onions have sweated down, our spices are inside this. Bless you.
Thank you.
What we're going to do now that smells so good.
That does, I know.
Is add our garlic. Now, I have a question for you. Why didn't I add the garlic as soon as I added the onions? Do you know the answer?
I know, yes. No, I don't.
Because garlic burns very
Oh,
easily.
yes, garlic will burn.
And burnt garlic tastes bitter and it doesn't taste very appealing. So what we're not going to do is let that happen. So if I'm not mistaken, right there by you is some crushed tomatoes. Then you can give me those?
Yes. This is so good.
Now, you're going to add those. Be very careful and pour slowly. There you go.
It's like I'm brewing.
And because we want everything, we're going to scrape that bowl, right? And now, we're going to fold it in. So therefore, it won't spill and or pop up on you. Now, I did that. Whoopsie.
I didn't even hurt.
Well, it's because the tomatoes we put in there were cold. So once they get a little bit of heat, it would have hurt. So the one thing we could have done was added some red peppers to this. We're going to cut this on low because we want all of these flavors to start to develop.
Yeah.
We're going to let that simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes. We're going to come back and put our eggs in here. Now we can do this one of two ways. We can finish it in the oven, or if we have the lid, we can finish it on top of the stove. But because I want to teach you a fairly traditional way of doing it, we're going to finish it off in the oven. Okay? I thank you for being here with us. We learned about the importance of our health. We learned about herbs. We learned to cook with herbs. And we made us a wonderful postpartum dish. I thank you, Valen, for allowing me to come in your home. I thank you for being my sous chef of the hour. And Royal Taste Tester, you are about to be up, okay? So you have to tell us how this food is. And we have actually decided to use the nettle as our finishing touch. Our dish is done. We're going to scoop. That's a hot pot, Jesus. You probably a little hot. We're going to let our taste tester get a little taste real fast. It's hot.
Blow it.
And then you got to look at the camera and tell them it's good, not me. How is it?
Yeah, look at the camera.
Is it a little spicy? Well, I need honesty. A little spicy?
A little spicy?
But is it good?
Well, you gotta get the content of it, Jacob.
Is it good? It's a little hot though, right?
And now,
We'll see you on the other side of the pot.